welcome to Coffee with Ken. It's good to see everybody here on Coffee with Ken.
We can't see anybody.
Anything. My head's in a box.
No, Jen put me in a box.
Oh my goodness. You taking off the box?
Yes.
You're going to take yourself out of that box.
You can't see anything in there.
Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today here on Coffee with Ken. We are here with Ken, CEO of Destiny Global, and Butch McCracken is in the house, and he's general manager, and I am Dr. April Brown, executive vice president of coaching here at Destiny Global.
Yes, you are.
And we're so glad to have y'all here this morning. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about being put in a box.
Sounds like a limit.
Have you ever felt like you were put in a box and, a limit? Putting walls around you or limits on you of who you could be, what you could do. Anytime you recall where maybe you were put in a box, or you know of people who were put in a box?
Well, I know that you and I had an instance with our children going to a particular school, and if you recall, and aren't our children, all of our boys are graduated college and got scholarships, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to the early childhood development era and them telling us because, he couldn't do 6 things at once, chew gum, balance on a balance beam, and catch a football thrown 100 feet in the air, that, they were trying to force, and of course I'm exaggerating, but there was all these little things that they were trying to put the children through, and it became very clear to us that they were focused on the wrong things.
I'm trying to put that square peg in a round hole.
And label your children.
Exactly. Put labels on them. And literally we had going to school one day. We were called into a meeting with all of the people, like the gym coach and special ed teacher and his teacher and the vice principal. Like, it was like, we're like, okay. And so we go to that meeting, and they're like so concerned that he cannot throw and catch a ball.
While walking on a pole.
It was like
okay, are we doing special preparing for the U.S. Olympics and gymnastics and turning pole vaulting, whatever it was.
I literally stopped them and said, so how's he doing in math? Oh, he is like excelling in math.
How about reading?
How about reading?
Oh, yes.
He's above average in reading in his grade. Oh, really? What about writing? Like, how's he doing in that? Oh my goodness! Like, he actually has beautiful handwriting and can write words that are way above his age and knows how to spell. Like, all of these things we're just going. So we're all in this meeting. Everybody's in this meeting because and we were at a Christian school, very, very expensive, like Harvard.
The best Christian school.
The best Christian school.
Be careful of these words, people.
Paying a lot of money.
$30,000 a child.
And here
did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
I did.
And here they are telling us, well, if you want him to continue in this, then he'll need these special things of occupational therapy and all of this therapy. I'm like, what are we paying for you for this extensive education?
And of course, they're talking to a doctor while they're doing this.
I know. I'm like, and
it's
so
hysterical.
Even that, like asking them, okay, well, what do we need to doing that, working with them in these other areas, and they're like, oh, he's fine in those other areas, we don't really need to work in those areas. I'm like, isn't that what education is for, like his reading and his arithmetic?
We're not bringing up emotions here. Are we using this is almost talking on your
not
sofa,
at all.
right? Our counseling sofa.
Exactly.
But the truth is, it ended up in this situation where they said, well, I think you know what you need to do. And April and I looked at each other and we go, yes, we do.
Were in
We'll be
then.
withdrawing our children from your school, which is not the answer they expected.
No.
Because sometimes when people try to put you or your loved ones in a box, you remove them. When a vendor in a business is not performing their part of the contract that they signed with you, you take them out. Sometimes in our life, we have to make tough decisions.
Right.
Boundaries are hard, but man, you have to have them in your life, because if you don't, your life will be miserable.
Yeah. And there's so many things like that in our life that we can put
Right.
like limits on, or let people put those limits.
Yes.
And I was like, I am not going to let you speak this over my child. That, like, even the way you're talking about him is like, he doesn't have, like, you didn't come in telling me all of this stuff. I had to ask that stuff. You didn't tell me all the wonderful things that he's doing. Like, we're
Right.
talking like this is like a problem child. Like he doesn't have any of these skills. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm not gonna let you put my child in a box like that says that he's less than of
Right.
who he was designed to be.
Exactly.
And even letting people speak into your life or your children's life like that. Like,
Right.
if you're doing this in this meeting like this, what are you doing to my child? What are you telling and speaking over him and doing
Yeah.
and
you're
speaking
not around.
limits?
So we fired them.
Yeah, we fired.
Sometimes you need to fire people
Mm-hmm.
that are not in alignment with you and your goals and your family's goals, that are literally trying to stop progress.
And
in areas-
vision.
right,
Like,
slow
the
the
vision
vision
that
down.
we had for our child, that was not it. That was not like what our vision of like is. He have character? What kind of character is he showing?
Sure.
What is he doing? Like, and how are you even accelerating him in these other things? It sounds like he should be in a special program to me for some of these things, but you're not offering that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like,
No.
I don't understand it.
No, and how many times, this is always a pet peeve that I've learned with children, how many times do they say, you know, one day I want to go to the moon? And the first thing a parent might say is, why would you think that? Or go to Mars? Why would you? You're putting them in a box. You're stifling the creativity. You're stifling the drive. They may never do that, and who cares?
But,
But
giving
that
them the
one-
ability to dream and
One
think of
little
the
word.
impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
You
You were
can't.
saying
Yep.
that, like, that word can't, and how stifling it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just-
And we
say.
use it on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Why? You haven't even
Who
pressed
told
into
you?
it.
Yeah.
And I
who
find
told
it
you
so
you couldn't?
interesting that right now, at this place and time, we find ourselves with a person that is slightly on the spectrum, that is leading successful companies.
Right?
The richest person in the world, you know, Elon Musk, way off the charts. Unusual personality, all the different things that we're talking about. But man, did people try to place him in box in his lives, and he didn't accept any of them.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Yeah.
Now then,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you look at him and don't think that he's all that in a slice of bread, but I got to tell you, he lives the life that he wants. And he doesn't let other
For
people
sure.
direct his buttons.
He does.
He
not.
will take you out of that.
Yeah, he will
if you ever
challenge
get
you and-
included, if you ever get included to begin with.
Yeah, that's a great example where he threw the box. He threw that box out.
Yeah.
He threw it off.
Yeah,
Get me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me
Get
out.
me out.
so true.
Mm.
He
That's good.
won't let you put a box on him. He's like, yeah, that box won't work. And it's funny because what reminded me of that is this whole space program, and literally intentionally thinking of, and his mind works in such intricate detail to figure out how I'm going to get people to Mars.
Right. Not. I
And
can't.
not your children. You know, think about this: your children. You and I say, "Oh, that's crazy." When we're little, right?
Imagine
Not
if you said
not
that
your
to Elon
grandchildren.
Musk
Yeah, he's like,
when
no.
he was little.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, no, it's totally reasonable.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
and has a vision for what he wants to do for the future. I mean,
Yeah.
that does not come from just thinking yesterday about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, I just thought this yesterday, and it just is already it's happening. Like,
Yeah.
that comes from a far out vision of what is possible. First, building a business
Right.
that's even possible, and then using that business to actually
Right.
do the things of building space program. So
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just crazy the level of inventiveness with a person comes. But what's the most interesting about this is that his mind works at such detail that when they tell him something can't be done, he's already figured out the answer.
yeah.
And I did a post recently that kind of inspired me from something that you and I'd run is the people that tell you they can't do it need to get out of your way so that the people that can continue doing it. I want you to remember that. A lot of
Yeah.
people are going to tell you when you can't do something. I may have heard that a few times in my life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I went ahead and did it. Don't let
No.
anybody distract you from when you know the Creator is calling you to do something. You listen and go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ever remember that guy named Noah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why are you building that ark, Noah? Oh, I'm supposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Mm.
people put their limitations on you,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
their failures on you, or their fears on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. One of the things that hit me this morning when I was at the gym, and it was like a lightning bolt when I thought about it. For many years before being introduced to First Steps and this community, is I realized that my opinions were all formulated by somebody else.
Mm.
Whether it's through the news, whether it's through the friends that I chose, all of my opinions were formulated by them.
Mm.
And there was a lot of limitations on those opinions.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. And in today's world, you have to challenge everything,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Challenge the I can'ts.
Yes.
Because
for
why
sure.
are they saying that? But that
Yeah.
was just like, wow.
That's a great.
Yeah,
that's
that
great,
is
Butch.
good.
That is
Yeah.
really good.
And that's what we, as you just talked about, that's what we do here at Destiny Global through the training that we've all been through and our trainers have been through, that have learned these skills, and not just overnight. Like
No.
we're talking about like continuing to implement them and
Mhm.
learn and grow through them so that they
Absolutely.
they built their businesses by doing this, so that it's proven results, so that they can turn around, and trainers and
Yeah.
the people here can turn around and teach what they have proven
Yes.
to be. And this is a 30-year track record of these kind of skills that have produced results.
Yes.
Sure.
And we want that for you,
We
for those
do.
who are watching. And we have been hearing lately of people who have watched this stuff for years but just not come to an event. And
Get
we want to
yourself
invite
here.
you to an event,
Yes.
because it's so different. You can watch Coffee with Ken, and we can give you tidbits, but to be immersed in this, to be immersed
Mm.
in this training from people who have gotten these results, is like a very powerful thing. So we want to
Yeah.
invite you. We have our next First Steps to Success
Yes.
in Atlanta, Georgia, August
Atlanta,
11th
Georgia.
through the 13th.
That's
and
right.
you do not want to miss it. The hotel rooms, you want to get your hotel room, you want to get your
Mm.
ticket.
It is starting to sell
Link
out. So
is
you guys
below.
need to get
Yeah.
your tickets, get your rooms, get there, get
Mhm.
yourself there. We're so excited about this
Yes.
event.
Yes,
Yeah.
this one is really exciting.
Yeah.
And
Lots of new
August is a
things.
really good month. That is when, past the first of the year, going into that last quarter. So important and vital. Kids are out of
Mhm.
school, starting to get back into school and getting into a routine. And so this is a huge time for you to come to First Steps to Success.
Yes.
We'd love to see you there. Click the link below, get your ticket, and get the results.
Yes.
Get results.
Get
the
the
results
box
that you
off your
want.
head.
Yes,
Stop
get that-
waiting.
Get
Let's
your
go.
vision. Get your vision for
That's
your
right.
life.
Yeah.
So, and that first vision starts with getting to an event.
Yeah.
And so, we want to see you there. And so, yeah, we got the box off, so we're going.
We're
We
going.
got our vision. We're ready to go.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we will definitely be there.
Yep.
And so, thank y'all for joining us here for Coffee with Ken.
Thank you
we'll
for
see
joining.
you next week for Coffee with Ken with more amazing things. Who knows?
Yes. Special
had a-
guests.
We had a box on our head today. Who knows what's going to happen
Jen
next week?
put the box on my head.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.